viruses in it.
Oh,
So you have no idea what you're eating.
yeah, most of this stuff's way past me. I, don't come from any of these backgrounds at all. But I'm just like gathering together as much as I'm trying to put forward the weight, but I'm not saying I'm an authority or anything, but I just know it's wrong. So that's, my knowledge in some of those areas are quite
But of
poor.
course, it's put forward such a benefit for everybody.
Yeah, completely.
And if your mind's subliminal, you believe.
Yeah, completely. It's a great website, Health Freedom USA, which puts our codes on terrorists and they've launched legal campaigns to go against, but it seems a lot of goods that's going to go. Then you also have this massive influx of drugs going on in the West world. More drugs now than there ever was. And this must be a lot of interest in people, insiders kind of saying it's all controlled by secret intelligence groups, bringing in the flood. What do you do in a prison? Drugs are more than allowed. People admit that drugs are allowed into prisons to calm and make the population docile because they're all off their heads on drugs and they're not thinking about, let's get out of this prison. So they're constantly bringing in all these drugs. I'm going to go to poor areas where people might get really annoyed and start organising. And when you think about it, we have a situation in Afghanistan where Taliban came along and says, fundamental Muslims, we don't like music, we don't like any of this stuff. We certainly don't like drugs. They burned all the opium fields, got rid of it all, completely anti-drugs. And then when the Americans and everyone else invaded, all opium supply, 90% of the world's opium comes from Afghanistan. Now you have trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of the world's highest secret intelligence group, MI5, CIA, military, global, satellites watching space, all the borders be blocked off, you have all the local areas and everything infiltrated, talking absolute clampdown in this country, and somehow all these farmers are able to export out 90% of the world's heroin, and then export it all the way around the world. It's absolutely nonsense. It shouldn't, anyone who accepts that is like, off the wall. But we're constantly told that's how it happens.
I was reading a few statistics in these new columns, which there's plenty here if anyone wants to take a few away. But I calculated that since the Americans went into Afghanistan, it's got up to 4,000%.
Oh, really? It's funny. It's absolutely funny.
And it's money for the money men.
Really,
They're the ones that are making money.
The illegal drug trades were it's like one of the biggest fields to be in, far bigger than anything else. It's just
Second part, England trade in arms, maybe.
You go back into British history and you look at the opium wars, 1 and 2, going over to China to fighting with France and stuff to control opium routes to bring it back.
Boxer Revolution.
Yeah.
About
And
resisting
because
those false opium.
it's Britain who gets the blame for it. The British did that. But it's the people pulling the strings and the stamp.
It's not the only people, but I'm just saying that's what the military's up to. So
It's been going on since the English East India Company, but it's never changed since.
Yeah. I'm going to, later on in the later sections, so I might as well, just while I'm on it, I think it's a very interesting point. I'm going to pick this program a bit. There's an interview with a member of the KGB, and he talks about the program, but in another interview he talks about the use of drugs. And he says, and he's a member of the KGB, that this is available online, because he said that he was sent by the KGB into some of these kind of religious kind of cults, sort of groups in India, where people are just off their heads on smoking cannabis and all these kind of things constantly. And the Russians couldn't get over. The KGB were delighted. You were seeing all these people now come those cycles are off their heads on cannabis all the time. They pump loads of money into researching this little group and seeing what's going on. But it's a prime weapon, But anyway, sorry to just go on a different tangent. But anyway, summary of this section of the big break is the impairment of population's physiological systems produces an effect of limiting their full mental and physical development. Lower levels of mental and physical development leave more and more of the population susceptible to the control of the state. This would serve to support any policies of social conditioning already underway by the system. Right, then the next section we go for a minute.
Yeah, definitely. Can we get back in for 4:05, just over 15 minutes?
I don't claim to be any kind of authority or any knowledge or anything, just sort of trying to gather some information and okay to, most of these areas are way outside any field or whatever, so I'm just comfortable in physics and stuff like that. So, well, try to be honest about it. If anyone wants to get all the documents, we're going to see these at the end. We're going to cover about half people there. And if anyone else wants to give me their address, I can post them. I was assigned an address onto that sheet in that folder, and send you all the documents in a few days. Anyway, so the last bit of the talk is not that long. Predictive programming, social engineering, psychological warfare, and ideological subversion. All these terms, you can find them in most of these documents and so on. This is just a German talent. So, all of these are various components or forms of social conditioning, but they're with long-term objectives in mind. You know, if you have like a political, economic, or social agenda in the long term, then you're going to try and condition people to those long-term ideas. What you want to do is, the key term to use is behavior patterns. So that's what they really talk about. You want to control and change behavior patterns to fit your agenda. So, we'll talk about that now. Sorry about my toe. Just something on sweet because I'm kind of hard to talk. This is all about the manipulation of public perception by conditioning and indoctrination through constant exposure to controlled forms of media and education to move population behaviour patterns into line with long-term social, political and economic objectives. The context or setting of media productions allows familiarization to the viewer to the presented concepts, technologies and norms required by the long-term objectives of social conditioning. So it's like, most of it is the context in which most forms of media are set is the main thing we're talking about here. So if you have a play, and the play is based in Germany, it's based, you know, and then the characters are boy, girl, and love or whatever, and they're running around in the government, you know, but the love stories, it's basically about a love story. And what you have is, it's like, people might only see the love story, but really they're seeing it within the context of the government existing. So then they're automatically kind of accepting that there's a government there. You know, so in the context in which it's set has an effect on the viewer's perception, and the few things are made up, if you know what I mean. Just an example, we're back in ancient Rome, it was mandatory that all the slaves and all the workers, mandatory that they had to go and watch all the acting guilds used to travel around to all the cities and towns. Mandatory you to see it. Because you know, it was love stories like boys, girl and all this kind of stuff, but it was based in the context of the Roman Empire and their political, economic and social system. So just by seeing that, they become indoctrinated and accept these systems. You know, you always say to someone, oh, the government's there, they go, oh, it's just, you know, it's just the government, they're always there. That's because they've been indoctrinated that these systems are there. So you think about...
Just shift the emphasis.
Yeah. Think about like China, their one-child policy. That just didn't pop up overnight and everyone was happy with it. At the very start, soldiers and police had to come and kick in doors and drag out people and force them down to abortion clinics. You know. And then after a while, it got conditioned that that was the norm and accepted. Then it was their neighbours and their family dragged them out and pulled them out of the abortion clinic. You know, it became the norm and accepted. So that became the. That was the, and that would be, those stories would, the idea of one-child policy would be in the core, the very centre of all media that would be put out. So then they would have been, you know, immersed in this idea, and then it would be accepted. And you can see this like with the global warming idea, carbon tax and zero neutral stuff. People are just being so utterly immersed. Fox News, Fox Network openly admits that they stick in all this global warming stuff. You ever see The Simpsons, you know, Futurama and all these kind of shows? They're always about global warming ideas, and they admit that they're putting these to set up an idea in the population's mind. So it's just by setting up the concept or the way in which these shows are set up, the media set up. Random.
Al Gore made a career out of it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Travel around the world with his show.
Really?
Selling that.
But anyway, onto something more substance to back things up. This is the Strategic Trends Development Concepts and Doctrine Centre, part of the British military, and here's a printed out here that set pass around. And this is about forming their long-term military strategies. Now, if this is what